Good morning. How are you? How are you? Julie Severka, of course, with Breakthrough Real Estate Agents, coming at you every Friday like I do most of the time, right? Uh, to shed a little knowledge, shed a little information that can help you grow your business. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you grow your business. All right. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to get some lotion on my hands real quick here. And we're going to get started with today's conversation that is clicks to contracts, right? How to convert email openers to buying customers in real estate, okay? And today's topic of conversation, of course, is your email list. So if you're joining me today, I would love for you to put in the comments, good morning, I see you. Hello. All right. I want you to put in the comments how many people you have on your email list. I don't care if it's 5, 10, 15, 30, 300, 2,000, right? We're going to talk about a video that I posted earlier about Amber Boyd. She attended, that's my puppy dog. She attended a convention. I think it was Tom Ferry, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me. I'm sorry. But she, I've talked to Amber. I know Amber pretty good, and we're friends, and she has an awesome business, right? And she has an awesome email list. And that was her question. What do I do with this email list, right? I think a lot of agents think, what do I do with an email list? Well, I want you to really break this down with me today, okay? So stay with me if you're here, and we're going to talk about a few different things. Let's break down first, of course, why. Why do we want to consider email marketing to begin with? Well, it's highly effective. Number one, it is highly effective. It's far more effective than social media, right? Honestly. You do not own your social media audience. It could be here today and gone tomorrow. But if you own that real estate, you own that email list. And that is the highest attention that you're going to have from your consumer. It's right there in their inbox. You're not competing with other posts. You're not competing with the algorithm. You're not competing with a very small percentage of your content being actually seen by your audience. Okay. So email marketing is absolutely highly effective in terms of getting eyes on your content with your consumer. Okay. Aside from the fact it is cost effective. I mean, I pay $49 a month for my bulk email provider to nurture my email list. And I can't even, all of my business comes from my email list. And to think that I can absolutely put marketing materials, content, education, my email list is more personal really than it is anything else. But so in terms of costs to market, your email list is absolutely going to be the most cost effective. So if you're not doing an email list, you're missing the boat. You've got a hole in your bucket, okay? And then, of course, the third reason why you're going to want to consider getting this underway for your business, because this needs to be a complete pillar in your business, is it builds trust and rapport. It really should be the number one reason, honestly. I got a little hook that I put into my email every week that gives my consumer a reason to reply to me. And I give them a reason to, and when they do that, they build reciprocity with me. Okay. So honestly, it's the absolute best thing that you can do for your real estate business. I'm going to share screen with you real quick here. I want to, if you haven't already seen that video in the group, go on into the group there and check out this video from Amber. And, it's awesome because I was watching it. Of course, her and I are friends, and she asked the question, "What do I do? I have an email list of, gosh, I think she said her email list was 20,000. That's a huge audience. That is a huge audience. And what is our goal? What's our goal? Build the audience, make an offer to them, and that is what will transition into transactions. Okay? Audience plus offer equals transactions. That's it in a nutshell. You've got to build the audience. Amber has a huge, huge email list. She does a lot of apartment locating. Awesome, right? Because everybody needs a roof over their head and everyone is a first-time home buyer eventually. So Amber needs to figure out how to connect that bridge after she places this tenant with an apartment complex. How does she continue to nurture? This was her question here. How does she continue to nurture this pipeline that she has, this awesome email list of contacts? The answer was an email list. Absolutely an email list. And I'm not talking about canned email crap. I'm not talking about automated campaigns that you launch from your CRM. I'm talking about emails that you put out on a weekly basis that is personalized. It builds rapport, obviously, builds that know, like, and trust, and allows your consumer to get to know you. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I have been stopped in a grocery store because someone has recognized me and says, "Hey, I'm on your email list," right? I've been at a funeral and have had people stop me at a funeral and tell me I'm on your email list. Honestly, it's the biggest thing that you can do that will capitalize on your circle and sphere of influence. Okay. If you've ever lost a deal to your sphere of influence, you can look yourself in the mirror and say, I lost that because I didn't have an email nurture sequence, right? I didn't have a nurture process. How else are you going to nurture a huge audience on a large scale? Right? We're not talking about your video views, your TikTok views. We're not talking about any of that because that's not real. That is still raw data. Okay? You have to figure out how to get that audience off the cloud and down into your email list, because that's where the rubber hits the road. That's where your business is. Your business isn't up here in the cloud. It might start up there, right? It might originate up there, but unless it comes down into your email list, that's where you've got a lead, isn't it? That's where you've got some meat. That's where you've got a phone number. That's where you've got an email. That's where you can make contact with someone, have a conversation, and really kind of lay out a path for them, right? To me, everyone is a home buyer. Everyone is a home buyer eventually. So when I'm talking to renters, especially, I love first-time home buyers. I love converting renters to first-time home buyers. That's really our specialty. They're so excited. They are so excited, right? Let me get you off this screen here, okay? And that's, in terms of market conditions, think about it, okay? You've got existing sellers that are on the fence. They're sitting there, they're waiting it out psychologically. They feel like they don't have anywhere to go. So if you're going to pursue listings today, you need to obviously look for motivated sellers, but there's nothing more motivated ever than a first-time home buyer, and everybody needs a roof over their head. And even in the worst conditions, first-time home buyers are still going to buy their first home, believe it or not, right? We might have a little lull here, and we've already passed that, I think, where buyers are just getting numb to these interest rates. They've come to realize that this is the way of the world today, and we're going to need to move on with our life. So interest rates are going to become normal. It's going to become a normal conversation for about a 7 to 9% interest rate. I've been there before. Definitely. When I bought my first house, in 1985 and I paid 12.5% interest rate. So trust me, interest rates do not stop people from buying property in the long term. Okay. They might slow the process down while everybody psychologically adjusts to this, but they will. And first time home buyers are definitely, understanding that they need to get off the fence and get in the market because it's not going to get any better for them. All right. It's not going to get any better for them. When the interest rates come back down, prices are going to jack back up. Okay. Even higher. In the wake of inflation, prices will remain high and we just level up. And that's what happens. All right. This isn't my first, inflation economy. And talk to anybody who's been in this business a long time. They'll tell you it's circular. It goes up, it goes down. But your commodity is a roof over somebody's head. Okay. So he with the biggest email list wins. Okay. This is all about the data, right? This is all about the data. That's why big box brokerages, have a market on some of this stuff because they capitalize on the data. They absorb every agent that comes and goes through their doors. They absorb that agent's sphere of influence into their data and their systems, and they're solicited for eternity. Okay. That's what you got to have is some systems to be able to solicit for eternity. All right. To keep your business consistent, you've got to be able to deliver your message. Remember, we're talking about building an audience, making an offer, and that's what's going to convert to transactions. You have to be in people's lives for an extended period of time. And you can't always do that in your CRM, right? You can't always do that in your CRM. And Amber, she's got 43,000 people in her email list or some godly amount like that. I mean, that is just awesome. That is a huge, huge digital asset. I mean, I coach Kelly. We've been together a long time, building her business. And she's got an email list of about 5,000. And she has every week she delivers a piece of content that triggers a response from that consumer with that email. Okay. So she has about 1,000 people a week opening up her email, 1,000 people a week with eyes on her message, right? That are just waiting for her email, because she has an offer to deliver to them. Okay. You got to do that too, right? That's how you stay consistently with people for years and years and years. It isn't going to be in your CRM. It isn't going to be with a drip email campaign. Okay. It isn't going to be with door knocking or cold calling or, anything else that you can possibly do to nurture your people. You can't nurture them any better than you can on your email list. Okay. So I want you to keep that in mind. If you need any help with that, let me know. This is what I do. I set up systems in businesses, in my businesses anyway. I run 3 businesses. That's the first thing we do is set up a system for everything that needs to be done, from accounting to prospecting to, closing the transaction, everything, and aftermarket, right? When you close a transaction, it doesn't end there, does it? Your relationship doesn't end when you help a buyer get in a home. It's just beginning. It's just beginning when you help a buyer get in the home, because you need to be there 5, 7, and 10 years from now when they're ready to sell. And in the interim of that 5, 7, and 10 years from now, if you've got that solidified relationship, they're going to refer you business every single year, right? Because everybody knows somebody who needs a realtor. It's like, being at a cocktail party and people find out you're a doctor. Everybody wants to know, hey, how's the market going? Everybody's going to ask you those questions when they realize what profession you're in, right? You know what I mean? You have to be a staple in people's lives as their professional, right? You are their professional and you're going to be in their lives forever. Think of it that way. Just think of it that way. How are you going to nurture forever? Okay? You can't think about, oh, I'm going to buy these 20 candles and I'm going to knock on 20 doors and I'm going to give these gifts out. That's too time consuming, too much physical activity, right? You have to think smarter. You can't be out there just doing these one-off marketing projects and expect to get some groundwork done. You know what I mean? You have to think in terms of a larger scale, a larger audience. You have to scoop them into your world and bring them down a funnel, right? If you're not doing that, you're working harder than you need to be working. It's not difficult to set up an attraction-based model that attracts business to you, okay? Especially with Facebook. Oh my God, especially with Facebook and all the social media platforms you have access to. You just have to know how to monetize that audience and bring them down and then nurture them. Because if you're not doing that, you're out there, dancing on TikTok for nothing. You have to constantly do that to stay in front of them instead of, maybe something that is a lot more easier to put together, and get out the door. You can't overwhelm yourself. You can't build something, that you are not logistically prepared to maintain. Okay. YouTube is a great tool. Honestly, it's a great tool. But if you're going to pay, a professional person $2,000 a month to produce your YouTube content, you got to understand that that's a long road. You can absolutely figure out a way to do that bootstrapping, right? But if you're going to do that, you got to start out small like everything, right? And be consistently consistent. I don't focus on YouTube. I do simultaneously go live on YouTube, but that's the extent of it for me. You can't spread yourself too thin, okay? Don't try and work more than 3 platforms. Everybody tries to be everywhere. You can't be everywhere to everyone. You just can't, okay? You're spreading yourself too thin. Your brand gets diluted, right? Because you're not paying attention. It's different colors on this platform, different messaging on this platform. Nothing has continuity. Focus on that. Focus on that brand. Focus on the process that the consumer will take to do business with you. All right? How is the consumer going to find you, engage with you, and be welcomed into your world? How are they going to be nurtured? How are they going to be spoken to? How are they going to be communicated with for the duration? Right? That's what we have to work out and plan out. Okay? And hopefully you if you need some help, I'm here. Just reach out. We can talk. I offer, God, I swear to God, I think I offer the best coaching package in the business. For what you get from me for $149 a month, honestly, we roll up our sleeves and we go to work. I don't fluff you up. I don't, the fluff is here on Friday mornings. If you want fluff, this is fluff for me, right? It's all I can do to bite my tongue and not share screen and dive deep and get into doing this, but that's what we do with our students. We dive deep and do, okay? And, I've hired coaches. I've hired a lot of coaches in my career, and I've dipped my toes in a lot of programs. And I got to be honest with you, I played with this, I jumped on this coaching call with this man. He was a man, I'll be honest, a couple weeks ago, see what he was going to offer, see what his offer was. And that was the first thing he told me was, you don't charge enough. $149 a month, you don't charge enough. I'm like, thanks for playing, right? Thanks for playing. And that was it. You have to take in the information. I've had this conversation with a few of my agents that I work with. Take in the information, but think about how you react. Like, for example, with cold text messaging. Do you appreciate cold text messaging? Do you think that would you respond to a cold text message to buy or sell a house? I wouldn't. That's STOP. That's what that gets from me, right? So if that's the way you react to something when you're being cold solicited, why would you waste your money on doing that to market your own business? Think about that, okay? Think about what works for you, and that will probably work for your consumer as well. Okay, 0, need to start a list. Okay, yes. Over 100. There we go. I love that. I don't care if you're just starting out with family or friends. You need to start a list. Now, I don't care if you put it on a spreadsheet, pull it out of your CRM. I'll be honest with you. I have my email list outside of my CRM. Okay. You should find a bulk email provider that you like, and absolutely that's where you'll be doing all of your list building. Okay. So let me know if you have any more questions. Okay. Most of those bulk email providers are free, under 500 or a certain amount. So shop around, right? But get something under your belt. Get something opened. Get the account open. Get the list in there. Start building the list. If that's all you feel comfortable with doing at this point, get that far. Okay? Then you can talk to me and jump on and get some more help, and we'll show you how to craft real messages and correspondence with your email list that just, builds that know, like, and trust relationship, honestly. I mean, it makes the phone calls much easier. I'll be honest with you too. When my husband's making phone calls on the CRM, when he's making phone calls on there, oftentimes, he'll be calling someone and they'll say, yeah. How was your trip to the cabin? And he'll look at him like, how did you know I was at my cabin? I'm on Julie's email list. I just feel like I know you guys so well, and that's a lot of the conversations that he has when he's working our CRM, because it solidifies the relationship. So when you pick up that phone and you make that follow-up phone call, it's a warm call. It's not a cold call. It's a warm call. Okay? They know you. They follow you. They're in your world. They're watching you. Know that they are watching you. Okay? So you might not hear from them. They might not like your post. They might not comment, but they're watching you. And if they're on your email list, you've got them locked in. Okay? You're not going to lose them. You've got them locked in. All right? So let me know if you have any questions. That's that. Okay? If you need any help, absolutely let me know what I can do for you. Okay? I'll see you next Friday. Bye-bye.